This week in Life Skills, we're going to talk about how animals are affected by the seasons. And the thing we're going to look at is hibernation. Now, tomorrow or Friday, I think if you watch this tomorrow, on Friday or today, we're going to have a discussion on hibernation with the class. And if you'd like to tune in, I will message you to tell you when we're going to do that in class. And Oliver and Erin can also participate. It will be quite easy. We can have them join us if you'd like, and you have the time to do that. Could be quite fun. So let's look at hibernation, and then I will also be showing this to the stage ones for this week, and then we're going to have our discussion. All right, so one of the ways that animals protect themselves and help survive during the winter months is by going into hibernation. So we're going to have a look at this. Now, not the animals in South Africa don't really go into hibernation because our temperatures do get cold, but the animals here are all right. So some might go into, but not a lot. What we're going to look at is overseas, particularly in America, and how the animals hibernate there. Okay, so let's talk about what hibernation is. When animals hibernate, they go into a very deep sleep that lasts the entire winter. Animals can hibernate for as long as 6 months. Can you imagine going to sleep for 6 months? A very long time, right? Okay. Animals that hibernate. In the United States, there are quite a few animals that hibernate. Can you name some hibernating animals? What's this one? And this one? And this one? This one? And this one. Can you name them? Let's see if you're right. Well, that's a skunk, a bat, a beaver, a chipmunk, and a bear. Why do these animals need to hibernate? They hibernate in order to survive the long winters. In wintertime, everything gets cold and there's little food left for the animals to eat. So animals survive by conserving energy through hibernation. How do animals hibernate? Before animals can go into hibernation, they must prepare for the time they will be asleep. Some animals prepare by eating a lot of food, and others collect food in the fall or autumn and store it for the winter. When animals hibernate, their hearts beat slower and their body temperature cools to match the weather outside. They try not to use any energy during hibernation, so it's best to just sleep. Where do these animals hibernate? Hibernating animals like to be in a safe place so that predators won't find them. Imagine they were sleeping and along came a lion and ate them. That wouldn't be very nice. So animals like to hibernate in places that are dark and quiet. For example, bears like to hibernate in caves. Gophers and snakes hibernate in burrows. Raccoons hibernate in logs. Squirrels hibernate in trees. And turtles hibernate in mud. Why don't humans hibernate? Can you imagine if we were to hibernate? Humans have come a long way since ancient times. Humans used to live out in the wilderness with very little shelter. Sometimes the winters got so cold that some people could not survive. Over time, humans have found ways to conserve food and build warm houses to help us get through the winter. Here are some fun facts. Animals that collect food for the winter can wake up from hibernation just to eat and then go right back to sleep. So they have a little snack and then they fall back asleep, no problem. Sure, I wish I could sleep for that long. Some animals hibernate in the summer. This is called aestivation. And it is usually seen in certain insects. Some goldfish hibernate. Then we have non-hibernating animals. What do non-hibernating animals do to survive the cold winters? Well, firstly, there's migration. Some animals leave the cold weather and move somewhere warmer. And we also have adaptation. Other animals have special features that allow them to adapt to cold weather. For example, seals have a thick layer of blubber on their bellies to keep them from freezing on the ice. All right. Good night, Mr. Chipmunk. Next up, I'm going to read you a little story, and it's all about hibernation. Enjoy! Little Acorns. A little brown acorn fell down to the ground one windy and wet autumn day. The dry, crinkly leaves quickly covered him up, and right there he decided to stay. He snuggled up warm in his big leafy bed, deep down where he couldn't be found. Along came a walker who stepped on his head and squished him right into the ground. The weather grew colder as winter drew in, and soon he was buried in snow. He lay there so patiently, frozen in mud, awaiting the right time to grow. The chill of the winter months dragged on and on. The snow stayed around for a while. Then finally, from behind heavy grey clouds, the sun gave a welcoming smile. The spring had arrived, so the acorn woke up and let out a laugh and a shout. He gave a small wriggle, a soft, gentle jiggle, and started to grow and to sprout. Below him stretched roots, seeking water to drink and holding him firm where he stood, so he could begin to grow bigger each day and find his own place in the wood. His roots traveled deeper, his stem grew up tall, and soon his green leaves were on show. They reached for the sun and its warm, shining light. The breeze made them move to and fro. The little green sapling grew slowly each day, became an oak. Becoming an oak is not fast. It takes many years to grow just big enough to be noticed if someone walks past. Look at him growing there. As spring turned to summer, the cool, rainy days soon ended and it became dry. Then autumn began to steal time from each day and bring long, dark nights to the sky. The seasons flew by, and in no time at all, the acorn grew into a tree. He rose up so slowly, straight up to the sky, trunk thickening for all to see. Not 20 years later, he's reached his full height and stands up so mighty and strong. His branches are stretching as wide as can be, his roots now incredibly long. The oak guards the forest by day and night and listens for each hoot and howl. His branches are home to the squirrels and bugs, some bats and a wise tawny owl. All huddled together, and the acorns hang on, each ready and raring to go. On each of his branches, they sit tight and wait, excited to see what's below. The summer soon ends, no more blazing hot days or beautiful sunny blue sky. As autumn returns with its rich reds and browns, the trees wave the sunshine goodbye. A little brown acorn falls down to the ground one windy and wet autumn day. The dry, crinkly leaves quickly cover him right, and there he is happy to stay. And it happens all over again. I hope you like this story. Bye-bye.